All right, welcome back to a new video. Got another one from Revsays Game. It's about Kirsche, I believe. So she gets uncancelled from the original developers who originally canceled her, I guess. Let's get right into it.
Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So in this video, I'll be covering what is probably a first on this channel, and that is a situation where we had a reverse cancel culture moment where a company canceled someone they were working with. Then they turned around and apologized for what they did, and then started to work with that same content creator again. The situation involves the VTuber Kirsche. I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware of her, and her recent stream, which featured the game Crime Boss, came as a big surprise to a lot of people since they cut their relationship with her about a year ago. But this is a very good situation, and one that, well, I hope happens more often. Yeah. So Kirsche has always been the target of cancellation campaigns. We have talked about many on this channel. The biggest one was a series of hit piece articles released by Vice and then later taken down, the author also losing his job as a result. But these were used to fuel a lot of life ruination campaigns where people were trying to use these hit pieces and other threads on Reddit to get her merch and other opportunities canceled. And the only one that actually tangibly succeeded, at least for a while, was her partnership with Crime Boss. And it was more of an unofficial partnership.
I heard about this briefly. I can't remember how long ago this was. I don't know how this game plays. Is it even like actually that fun? Like, what does it look like, graphically? I know nothing about this game.
Partnership. She was an ambassador doing it for free, but she had a relationship with the development team, and it was a big hit in her community. She introduced thousands of people to this franchise, and it was something very special to her viewers. So she and her community were quite devastated and betrayed when she was let go. They severed their relationship with her, and at the time, Kirsche hypothesized it had something to do with anonymous posts, Reddit users, and all that sort of stuff, and well, it turns out she was definitely right. But of course, the backlash was swift and severe. They had about 2,000 negative reviews on Steam within the first 24 hours. In fact, the related discussion boards were getting hammered so greatly that the community managers started deleting posts. And of course, the wackadoos.
I'm assuming what probably happened is whoever they had community manager was in there, for them to walk this back, they probably fired this person, right? Or this game's been doing pretty piss poor lately. Maybe they want to get some good PR by actually bringing Kirsche back.
Social media were loving this, even expressing that they were buying the game out of spite of Kirsche.
Jesus fucking Christ, yeah, dude. I don't understand how this fucking piece of shit, like, this person actually got groomed when they were a young kid, and this is why they're trans now, by the way. They actually got groomed when they were real little. They actually came out and said this on a it was on Twitter. It was a live stream. Somebody posted a clip of. Fucking absolutely crazy.
Only to find out that the game is problematic by their own standards. And then when they try to get refunds, they were denied, and then they went on Twitter and complained about it. But what's happening since then? Well, Crime Boss has made some moves, and they have reached out to Kirsche and offered an apology and an explanation for what happened. She started with this post right here saying, "Super happy to be working together with Crime Boss again. I was very happy to have their new community manager reach out."
I knew it. Their new community manager. Dude, some of these fucking community managers are fucking, they get these woke people and they join these fucking non-dev roles and they act like they have so much voice and they're just fucking woke as shit.
Out to me and have a real tangible set of changes being made to mend bridges and move forward with their game and community.
That's good.
And she also explained some other details on stream.
All right, so story.
Cool.
They sent an email to me and they were like, "Hey,
how to heist?
Do you want to come take a tour of our offices?" And I was like, "Hey, I mean, yes, but also, shouldn't we, like, why are you reaching out to me?" was just like, hey, yo, what?
Dude, she's 100. Sure, she's level 165. What is that? That's gotta be hot. Wait, so is this like payday?
I'm very confused. Yeah, it's like we should be like, I'd like to, but we should talk. You know, like this is kind of confusing. You're sending mixed messages here, and I guess the guy who sent me the email, he was like, oh, I was just given like a list of creators that I should reach out to, and your name was on the list, so if there's something wrong, I'm not aware of it. And I was like, oh no, he's a new hire. But I guess he talked to his manager, so the community manager, team lead, and they reached out to me, and they were like, hey, I'm not exactly sure how you feel, but like we would like to talk. Well, I had a very nice conversation with the community manager lead guy. Turns out, and I have to be like careful about how much I say, which I know some people will be disappointed in. I can't help that.
I mean, yeah.
Essentially, a couple community managers had an influencer friend talk to them around the time that the hit pieces dropped. And those community managers took the advice of this influencer friend, and they were like, we're going to get rid of this Nazi. And since that happened, everybody kind of just had to go along with the decision that was already made. And the decision fallout after that was, holy shit, this was such a bad idea. No one fucking talk about it ever. No one.
I wish I knew what content creator this was, but I guarantee you it's just somebody that's jealous, dude. Some people are just fucking, they're so jealous of other people's success, you know? Super jealous.
Mention it, no one address questions about it, no one talk about it. We're just not gonna, we see nothing, because this was a horrible fucking decision. Why did this happen? Unanimous decision, my fucking nuts. More like, we decided to do this before letting everybody know what the potential fallout could be. Who could have seen that coming? And so it's just like, from a company perspective, they're like, how do we fix this?
So to sum it up again, they have essentially what were rogue community managers who are being influenced by someone who was influenced by the hit pieces and Reddit threads. They acted on it, made the decision, and then the rest of the team was kind of stuck with it and instantly recognized, wow, this was a really bad decision. But those
it's so weird. Back in the day, community managers weren't really paid anything, right? I used to be a community manager for a game, right? I don't know if anybody, SD Gundam Capsule Fighter Online, that I used to be community manager. We weren't paid, but like we would get free shit in the game. Are games actually hiring actual staff as community managers? That sounds so fucking stupid to me.
Community managers responsible for this are now gone, and the remaining and new team are trying to mend bridges with Kirsche, and guess what? It was accepted. And now both parties are benefiting from this, and her community as well. A very good result. Something, like I said, I've never really seen before. A reversal of a cancel culture campaign. You really don't see it. But you can see some responses from many people, but my wife here, Straub, saying, dang, seeing a company actually apologize to a creator they wronged and try to mend things is nice. I guess it really is that easy. And someone in the replies asked, well, what would it take for you to forgive some of the companies that have wrongfully let you go? And she says, if anyone is curious, for me personally, and also for me as well, it would take a sincere public and private apology and reinstating everything how it was before. That's it.
That sounds fair. It's 2026. People should be able to forgive and move on. But for some reason, the ideology on the left side is we take this shit to the grave. And it's just, the world would be a horrible person if everybody thought that way.
And I would be happy. Now I'm going to take like a 2-minute tangent to obviously express some of the things I've gone through that are very relatable to the situation. And me and my wife, Darling Straub, we have lost multiple partnerships over wrong think being brought up by the woke mob out there trying to engage in life ruination. And the crazy part is, when it comes to me and her, We're nowhere near as edgy as Kirsche, right? Like, I don't think that's even up for debate, and yet somehow we have racked up more canceled partnerships than her. But I wish I could point to the reason why we've lost some of these, including the most recent one earlier this year. And this is kind of an update. I haven't really thought about this in a while until this situation.
Right. What?
We still don't.
What does Rev really say that is that cancelable? Because most time Rev just reports on ongoing drama or situations. Like I know people used to always shit on Rev for the model, but dude, it's an anime model. Who gives a shit? It's not a real character. And clearly he's not a pedophile. He's got a wife. They're doing really well together. I think when people are super upset at how successful he is, right?
Don't know what we did. We literally don't know what we did to get terminated to this point. It's been 7 months. We still don't know. In fact, when we were in the process of being terminated, when we found out, we asked, could you make an official write-up, send in an email or a DM, right, and just show the rule we violated and what tweets or posts we made that broke that rule.
I bet you it's the same thing will happen to Kirsche, right? In this situation, they have another content creator that is using the same sponsors as Rev. Such content creator does not like Rev and their politics. They sent, I guess, and it could be more than one. They sent emails and like, hey, if you don't drop this person as where all of us are going to leave you. We're not going to support your product anymore. And I guess they got scared and did this and drop Rev. That's all I can think of, right?
And they said sure. And then weeks pass by. Straub keeps asking, hey, what about that explanation? Can you guys give it to us?
Yeah.
And they would keep saying, oh yeah, we're on it. We're working on it. We're working on it.
Yeah,
we're working on it.
Of course.
And then more weeks pass. She keeps asking, can we get that thing you promised us? And eventually, they just ghost her. Okay, so to this day, Yikes. 7 months later, we still don't know why we were terminated from the latest company. We still don't know. We don't know what posts. We don't know anything to this day. And bringing it back to the subject, like a genuine apology, an explanation for everything would be really nice. We're very forgiving people. We've had worse than this whole merch situation happen to us, where we have forgiven people involved if they even have a tiny bit of accountability or transparency or whatever. So bringing this all back, I'm really glad Kirsche had this happen, and maybe it'll encourage other people. Maybe it won't happen to us. It probably won't. But it is something that can happen, and maybe other companies will follow suit. But for now, it's been 7 months of nothing, and I just wanted to give an update on that situation. But in terms of Crime Boss, well, things are going very well for them. They had a flood of positive discussion posts here, including people saying, hey, I want to go back and edit my review, okay? And it's a total Foxu victory, among others. And people, of course, involved in the initial cancellation campaign are seething about this. You can see the author of the 3 hit pieces from Vice, who no longer works there, of course. He's now saying that he can't go to Anime NYC for the 3rd year in a row due to mental health and money-related issues. And it's so painful.
Okay, hold on, let me read this. Not being able to go to Anime NYC for the 3rd year in a row due to my mental health and money is really a kick in the teeth. Being stuck at home because you can't function more around people is so painful. But the alternative way worse, is a real misery. He shouldn't be allowed to go because he's a dangerous society. Exactly.
Yeah. Basically, you reap what you sow. Guess what? In terms of money, at least, you probably would have had a lot easier of a time going to anime conventions if you didn't lose your job at Vice to make hit pieces on someone you're seething about in the VTubing space. But here's the other people who are buying it out of spite, now turning around and saying, well, I tried it and your fans told me it's a bad game and nobody actually enjoys, so I'm glad you guys are back together. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Totally seething. But, what do you expect? But there's a lot of seething coming from...
Wait. Read this again? When I tried it, your fans told me it's a shit game that nobody actually enjoys. Glad you two got back together, I guess. Yeah, you're definitely fucking butthurt as all hell about that.
But, you know, what do you expect? But there's a lot of seething coming from various communities, not just crime boss related, but anything related to the genre. We have users like this popping off saying, when I'm in a shooting my heisting games reputation in the foot competition and my opponent actually isn't Starbreeze, this time it's crime boss. I still lose. And they have these screenshots from the Discord where people are asking about the decision regarding Kirsche, saying, fair question, not going to dodge it. We don't endorse or excuse hateful views towards anyone. And eventually, in another screenshot, they say, we don't promote what she writes on her personal accounts. And these were leaked by an individual here, and they're not having a very good time ever since they've been involved in this. They've gone private after trying to go after Kirsche and spread lies. Lies like this, saying they were removed because Kirsche was an a-hole and went after the writer of the article under the form of a effing crusade while crying victim for a person that won't ever give a crap about you. Really? You didn't refute anything. You're all Nazis. Suck my... Yeah. And then someone explains what actually happened. And this...
But yet these people hate Jews so much. That's why I don't understand how you keep calling people Nazis when you hate Jews more than anybody else. You are literally fucking basically the definition of a fucking Nazi.
This individual says, so you're denying that Kirsche herself not only calls her fans Ku Klux Kirschas, you're also denying that she reposted the tweet of a fan where there was a plushie of her next to a fascist book. So
dude, they're so brain dead that obviously why she's calling herself Ku Klux Kirsches is because people on the left are calling her fucking a Nazi. So she's embracing the fucking that, but all right, well I guess anybody can be a Nazi nowadays.
This person, this utter tourist, besides just being deranged, is claiming that in Kirsche's community, she calls them the Ku Klux Kirsches. Now, of course, people are pointing out that fan name makes me laugh every single time they bring it up. I've watched your streams for years now, and I've never heard it a single time, not even in jest. It just doesn't seem...
So it's not even true. I mean, I gave her a benefit of doubt, and like I had a... So I thought it might have been actually hilarious. Maybe she just did that because people were calling her Nazi, right? But it's not even true. What?
To exist outside of their imaginations. And Kirsche says, it's insane to be attacked and harassed by being called that, and then regard Redditors, same thing, will be like, OMG, her fans call her that. If they weren't regarded, they'd have nothing. At Grok, who was the first instance of calling me Ku Klux Kirsche? Search all of Twitter. And then Grok provides the context. The first mention ever of this phrase was made by someone who hates Kirsche, right? They were calling her that, and now they're turning around saying that's a fan name she gives her community. It's like total, utter gaslighting. Yeah. But welcome in this guy who's very upset about this situation. Not even a blue check mark, just doing it for the love of the game. Saying Payday as a franchise may be in a rough spot, but it's better than playing racism and homophobia. Maybe an arc, just doing it.
Not affiliated with Payday game. Police, federal agents, DNI, banner made by a truck. Okay. Alright. Now, I say this loosely. However, going by, this is his actual profile picture. And in fact, he has FNAF in his banner. There is a strong... No, I'm not saying it's confirmed. There is a strong chance this guy is a fucking pedophile. I'm not saying he is. There's a very strong chance he is, though. Because he's associated with fucking FNAF. I don't know. I understand if you like FNAF, I'm sorry. But don't have this shit in your banner. I just...
For the love of the game. Saying Payday as a franchise may be in a rough spot, but it's better than playing racism and homophobia the heist, aka Crime Boss. And someone says, please elaborate, I love drama. And then this person says they took down a known Nazi VTuber Kirsche back in whenever. But basically they provide one of the slanderous Reddit threads that they've been using to cancel Kirsche forever. And then this guy says, bro, the new trailer for Crime Boss makes up for everything. It's so peak. So clearly this stuff's not very important to you if you forgive them because a new trailer looks good to you. And Kirsche would reply saying, kind of gross to do this to the game when you've been spurging out over lies about me from Reddit, a Reddit thread that was used as a source in multiple Vice hit pieces against me that got taken down with a cease and desist. Very interesting. You don't seem to care about verifying info, and boy howdy is this guy not interested. So going back to that name of the community, they post this as an supposed own, saying, I think he might know what he's yapping about. Crazy how easy it is to find receipts on you. And this is all they have. So after the name has already been used to try to attack Kirsche, people in her community would use it to mock it, right? They're doing it in...
Wait. Ty Jack, Eternal Hill Arc. I got you now, Ku Klux Kirsche Vessel. Get ready for this killer Keemstar cock. I'm gonna... Wait, so this person's not a fan, right? I don't...
Jest. And she reposted someone using it as a joke in a post sharing that they got their merch from her. This is supposedly the proof, and it makes no sense. And Kirsche says you have the mental aptitude of a tungsten cube, showing again the Grok breakdown of who said it first and who started this, and it's not Kirsche, okay?
Oh my god.
And then he says, you reply with a effing Grok prompt, I'm not reading that. Literally the truth is right in their face, and they just say, not reading that. Absolutely pathetic. Literal NPCs, by the way. But Kirsche explains, to get the date of the tweet, my dude, that is something people harassing me called me. The screenshot you posted is a community member mocking the people who have been calling you that. That Redditors lie that my audience call me and now has morphed into I call my audience that is a fabrication from the Reddit thread. It has zero basis in reality, and you and others have posted this lie as fact. And he says, so it's a name that's been used before that screenshot, unlike your automatic from response. Am I hearing that right? Your fans are saying they like the name too. You keep running in circles. With this apparently being the proof that everything she has provided has been dismantled. And Kirsche says, you blocked me and unblocked me just to make yourself look even dumber. Please, sir, this is actually unfair, and you're going to trigger my woman brain into feeling pity for you. Don't do it. Don't do it. But he replies by saying, it was actually an admin's blue blocker that triggered BT dubs. These people are so terminally online, it's actually painful. Not only are they just stupid, they are so terminally online using stuff like this.
Who the fuck is this?
Blue blocker. Also an admin. How many people are running a 2,000 follower Twitter account? Like, what are we actually doing? Insanity. But I want to end on this post because it really shows who is negligible in the situation. So here's a screenshot of the days where Kirsche was removed. You can see thousands of negative reviews.
Right.
And despite all the outrage on her reinstatement with Crime Boss, 6 negative reviews. So thousands, or 6. Who is the better party to cater to in this situation?
Exactly.
Crime Boss made the right choice. Not only did they make the right ethical choice by admitting their wrongs and explaining the situation and making amends, but also they picked the right person to back now. They have corrected the wrongs, and now, you know, people can make their choice of whether they want to trust the company, but Kirsche has, and they're starting fresh. And it's something really cool to see. But yeah, that is the situation. Wanted to share that with you guys. It's actually very similar to what we were talking about in the previous video today, if you want to check that out as well. But for now, that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed, please consider giving the video a like, consider subscribing, and turning on notifications for daily uploads, as well as multiple streams every week live here on YouTube. But overall, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
So I don't know who this person is. All right. I asked Grok, tell me all about this. Account created back in March, 3 years ago. Sign up country, fucking South Africa. The sign up country for this person is in South fucking Africa. Yes, this guy's a fucking nobody. He's a fucking huge Payday fan. And I guess obviously this game is sort of a competitor with Payday. He's a fucking account based in South Africa. This guy's a fucking nobody. Okay, as always, everyone, this was a good video. And as always, everyone, if you like this video, please hit the like button down below. Hit that subscribe button. Hey, post a comment down in the section below. Anything helps me keep staying in the algorithm. And as always, thank you and have a good night. Peace out.